Hello everyone, my name is Sam Boyson and I'm here to present to you the two topics of stem cell research and therapeutic cloning. So I'm going to go through these two topics of the two articles that I found, talk to you about some of the pros of both and kind of how I feel about them in the end. So first of all, there happens to be the main killer of Americans in the United States ends up being heart failure or heart disease. So as you can see in the graph on the right, even though heart attacks are decreasing over time, we're still having a large amount of people being hospitalized for heart attacks and for people stents being able to put in, which is basically balloons into the arteries to clear clogged arteries. So heart failure is a really big deal in the United States. And so 12% of those who have a heart attack die within 6 months, and then 25% of those are basically from left ventricular damage. So death from heart attack has just been increasing, and we're looking for new ways to basically combat this. That's kind of where stem cell research comes in. So the article that I found talks about stem cell research basically being applied to people who have had either heart attacks or cardiomyopathy, which is heart disease, and basically trying to use stem cells to repair the heart tissue that's damaged and put it into a situation where these people are living longer. So in the study basically of a 204 heart attack individuals, there was a big increase of, you might think that only 2.5% is a very small increase, but in over something that people originally were dying pretty often, even just a small degree of increase is really awesome thing. So stem cell therapy was basically shown to increase people's quality of life, increase the quality of their heart tissue, and just in general give them a better opportunity and a better therapy than just drugs alone. So moving on to cloning. So currently in the United States, we also have a really big deal with a crisis of organ donation. So currently we have a vast amount of people who are on waiting lists for organs comparatively to people who are actually donating organs. So I think the number is 113,000 people are currently on the waiting list as of July 2019. And only 36,000 transplants are performed a year. So you can tell that there's almost a triple deficit when it comes to acquiring organs. And that's kind of where I think cloning could come in. So therapeutic cloning is something that's kind of on the future and is somewhat tough when it comes to the ethics of things, but it could allow for the future of people being able to clone organs, which would make organs that are exactly made for people, rather than having to go through a huge process of making sure the tissue connects with individuals. We would be able to clone organs and almost completely circumvent this organ donation system altogether, which would be really, really awesome overall for people who are in need, essentially. So the statement. So basically how I feel about both of these is that they both have a ton of ethics involved in terms of where do we acquire stem cells from, how are we basically because they come from mostly embryos, as we learned, and how are we ethically making these embryos, and then also cloning is just kind of the idea of playing God and is a little bit of against what we normally think of human life and the way life is created. But at the end of the day, also I think that when it comes to new technologies and advancing into the future, we have the capability to save people's lives where their lives were otherwise very difficult or not savable. And we have the opportunity, if we put funding towards these things and using them in the right direction, we can save lives and give people opportunity where they didn't. So that's kind of how I feel about that topic, those two topics, and that is my presentation. So thank you. Appreciate it.